The thing that we want to remind and maybe conclude with is that death can come at any moment. Know that the angel of death overlooked you and took the souls of your brothers, and one day he's going to come to you and overlook others. Some people would be sitting and listening to music without any fear that the angel of death will come upon them at that moment. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he mentions a singer, someone who was a music lover back then in his generation, and he was dying, he was in his deathbed. So they told him, say La ilaha illallah, and he started to repeat songs. They told him La ilaha illallah, and he kept singing. And when he couldn't say the words to the songs anymore, he began to make sounds, and he would say Tintina, Tintana, the rhythm with his mouth, until the soul left his body. He was not able to say La ilaha illallah. And in our times today, there's a story told by, in one of the Muslim countries, people who are like doing motorist assistance in the highways in a Muslim country. He says, I got used to seeing horrible things and injured people along the roads. One day we were making our rounds, and we heard a sound, a horrible sound of two cars that had collided. So we rushed to the area, and we found two cars that were in a head-on collision and were utterly destroyed. We rushed to assist the people, and it was indescribable. In the first car, there were two young men, and they were in a very bad state. He says, we took them out as they began to scream from the pain. And we rushed to the other car, and we found the driver had died. So we returned to those two, and they were in the state of ihtidar, meaning the soul now is leaving their bodies. So my partner rushed to them to say, and would tell them, say La ilaha illallah, but they would be moaning in pain, La ilaha illallah, and they're not responding. So then when they started to be in the pangs of death, in the last minutes of death, or they were almost dead, they began to repeat words from songs. And they remained repeating these voices until just singing constantly, just singing lyrics from songs constantly. He's telling them La ilaha illallah, and they're only singing from songs. And then these voices, their voices started to gradually decrease. Then the first one became quiet, and after that the second one became quiet. We put all three in our car, and we took them to the morgue. He said, my partner and I, on the drive to the morgue, we were not speaking, and we were both quiet. Suddenly my partner turned to me, and he started to talk to me about death and the good and the bad end on earth, until we got to the hospital, and we put the dead and we left. From that day onwards, every time I attempted to listen to music, I see the images of the two men as they bid farewell to this dunya with the sound of the shaitan.